All right. So some of you, like I mentioned before, we've already heard that you're thinking of some of the different schools that you're interested in applying to. But when you're building your college list, you want to make sure that you're not just picking schools out as random. And one of the structures that we give you to be able to start you collecting information on the schools is to think of schools in these three different categories I see on the screen: your safety schools, your target schools, and your reach school. And what that means is for your safety schools, that's schools that admission is basically guaranteed or nearly guaranteed because of your grades and test scores are far exceed the minimum requirements for that school. So one of everyone's safety school is community college, because community college is a guaranteed admissions to anyone that applies. They do not have a minimum requirement for GPA or test scores. They actually don't require test scores. For your target schools, you want to look at schools that will have average grades and test scores that fall within your scores and grades fall within their averages, the students that usually get into the schools. And then for your reach schools, these are schools or colleges that your test scores and your GPA might be a little lower than the average. The range of their students that get accepted, but you're still interested in applying because of their majors, because of what they have to offer.
Definitely. One of the things, or one of the reasons that we encourage students to kind of think about schools in these different buckets, right, is right now your job is to open all of the doors. Our job at 10,000 Degrees is not to tell you what to do. It's to show you how to do different things, and it's to make sure that you know what all of your options are, so that when it comes to be around this time next year, when you're a senior and you're starting to make decisions, all of the doors are open for you, and you can close them, as you wish at that time. What we don't want you to do is to close the doors before they're even open. So we like you to think of all of your options, everything that's available to you, and we're here to help you along the way with all of that.
Yeah, and the activity for this workshop actually goes along with building your college list. The activities are going to be, we're going to send that out in the email where this email is going out to you. It's going to be a Google form for you to fill out, but basically we want you to come up with schools that would fit in each of these categories for you, and we'll also provide you with different websites where you can look for different schools. Mm-hmm.
One of the things too that we want you to keep in mind is right now, maybe you haven't taken your SAT or your ACT yet if you're looking at four-year schools, or maybe you're not 100% sure that you want to apply to a school, but it's interesting to you. It's okay right now for this list to be really long. You can have 20, 25 schools on this list if you really want to. We're not going to cut you off. At a minimum, though, we do want you to have 3 schools in each category that you're thinking about. If you already know that you're starting at community college, that's a little bit different. We can check in about that, and we can actually modify this assignment a little bit so you can start looking at majors or different programs that you're interested in. But if you are looking at 4 years, we definitely want to make sure you have at least 3 schools in each category. But if you haven't taken your tests yet and you're not sure if you match up exactly, that's okay. Just put it on the list for now. We'd rather have the list be really long, and then we kind of narrow it down as we get closer and closer to application season. So at a minimum, you have 9 schools total, but you can have as many schools as you want. And we'll put all of that in the email as well. Alrighty, so we want to make sure that you all know who to reach out to with questions, because Gladys and I just shared a lot of information. Luckily, this is recorded, so you can go back and refer to anything that we said, which is helpful. That's one of the perks of doing this on the computer. But we want to make sure that you're connected to the people that are serving you in this program.
Yeah, so we have different teams in different regions of Sonoma and Marin County. So the North Sonoma and Sonoma Valley teams are Ana Diaz, Barbara Bravo, and Liz Perez. So Ana Diaz and Liz are the ones for the students from North Sonoma. So if you go to Hillsburg, Pioneer, or Elsie Allen, Ana Diaz and Liz Perez are the ones that you should be reaching out to. And Liz is also the supervisor for students out in Sonoma Valley who work with Barbara Bravo for schools like Sonoma Valley, Creekside, and Hannah Boys.
Yeah. Gladys, I'll have you talk about this one too, because this is your crew.
All right. And then my region is Petaluma and West Marin. So that means that I work with students out in Tamales with Lupita Mercado. Many of you have already met her, the juniors out in Tamales. And then Stephanie Reyes and I also work in Petaluma for Casa Grande and Petaluma High School.
Nice. All right, I'll talk about our Marin teams. So if you go to school at San Rafael, Terralinda, or Madrone, you're going to be working with Kayla Itzen and myself. At least for right now, we're going to be the ones reaching out to you, and you can reach out to us. And then if you go to school in Novato, or so at Novato, San Marin, or Marin Oaks, you're going to be contacted by either myself or Maria Hernandez. And then if you go to school in Southern Marin, so in the TAM district, you're going to be contacted by Maria Rodriguez. She has all of our TAM district schools. So Redwood, TAM, San Andreas, Drake, and Temescal. And Rondell Gibson is the program manager for that region. So you can also reach out to him, or he might reach out to you as well. Some of these people you've probably met so far in your intake meetings, maybe not everybody, but you can also reach all of us via email. Or our cell phone numbers. It's all listed on the 10,000 Degrees website. So we'll post that in the email as well. Alrighty, so I think that is everything for today. Again, we know that was a lot of information, and we really appreciate you all being flexible with us and listening to us on the computer rather than in person. Again, if you want to refer back to any of this information, you can just replay the recording. And if you have any specific questions about your circumstances, you can definitely reach out to the program manager or fellow from your region. Gladys, do you have anything you want to add before we wrap up?
Just make sure you keep an eye out for the next workshop that's going to be coming out. As of right now, we don't know exactly when it's going to be coming out, but we expect it to come out sometime in April. Yes. And that one's going to be covering financial aid.
Yes. That's super important. Also, right now, just a couple things to be thinking about is, again, we want to make sure that you're passing all of your classes, but if you also have questions about this distance learning stuff, or if you're having any challenges with getting connected to your Google Classrooms or on Canvas or whatever platform your school is using to support you all through this time, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can also reach out to our contacts at the school to help you all out. Alrighty, everybody. I hope everyone is staying healthy and taking care of themselves during this time. Please make sure to fill out your college list or your preliminary college list in that Google Doc when we send that out to you all via email. That will be the indicator for that you've participated in this workshop. So we're actually going to mark that as like attended once we receive that from you. So make sure to do that. And if you have any questions in the meantime, please don't hesitate to reach out.